Greetings, welcome back to my channel. Today we'll be talking about the 2008 release by Madonna called Hard Candy. Now Hard Candy came out 3 years after Confessions on the Dance Floor, which to this day is Madonna's fans and non-fans favorite album of hers of the past 20 years. Although I would argue it's a great album, it's not perfect, and I would definitely review Confessions on the Dance Floor. But it's a great album because it's retro and modern, it's disco, it's dancey, it's everything you want from a pop album. And I think that she just gave her fans and the public in general what they wanted. And since she did that, they were very happy with that. Unfortunately, Warner Brothers didn't really promote the album or song after Hung Up. Hung Up was number 7 in the US, although the next 3 singles from the album did not make the top 40. Some of them didn't even chart. And I attribute this to Warner Brothers. I mean, they have a history of not promoting their artists after the first single. You look at Cher's Believe, you look at Paula Cole, you look at all these artists they've had through the years who are major successes, and they just don't support them, especially after the first single. There's rumors about Hard Candy that after Confessions didn't do as well as I guess Warner Brothers execs wanted, especially after American Life flopped so hard, they kind of pushed her into the modern R&B scene to work with Timbaland, Justin Timberlake, Pharrell Williams, and I don't know. I don't know if she was pushed to do that or if she legitimately just wanted to do this kind of album. She's done R&B before. She seemed to like the album. She sings Candy Shop to this day on her tours. I think it's both. Maybe they kind of pushed her, but maybe she wanted to do this anyway. She's not the kind of artist to make 2 albums in a row that are exactly the same. So I don't think there would have been a Confessions Part 2. I really don't. Hard Candy makes sense artistically because it looks like she was trying to change things in terms of her sound. And also, American Life is so political. Confessions had a little bit of social commentary here and there. I think Hard Candy being like a lighthearted, fun album is just kind of Madonna just wanting to be free and have some fun. And it got a lot of critical panning compared to Confession. I don't know if that's the word, panning. It was critically panned overall. I mean, don't get me wrong, it wasn't the worst reviewed album ever, but just in terms of compared to Confessions, in terms of her career, they didn't have the nicest things to say about it. And I'm about to say something that's very controversial. I actually think this is better than Confessions. I think it's a little bit more cohesive. I think it's a little sweeter at times, and the melodies work better. I think that the songs are well structured. Confessions have some songs, even the single Jump, where it kind of feels like it's not a song. It feels like the chorus to Jump to me doesn't feel like a chorus. It feels unfinished a little bit. Not the song itself. I mean, the production's amazing, but I feel like the melodies needed a little bit of work. If that makes sense. And I think with Hard Candy, she really did that. She really went for more melodies. Now, there's a lot of songs on here that it looks like a lot of demos were done with Pharrell, and Madonna changed them a little bit, or she, would write songs with like Justin Timberlake or Timbaland. Either way, it doesn't seem like her most creative project. I will admit that. And there's actually a lot of unreleased songs from the project. There's one called Across the Sky, which is an amazing song. There's a song called This Beat Is So Crazy, which is a freaking amazing song. It's a duet with Eve. It should have been the first single. Animal, which I love Animal. I mean, Animal is a great song. These are on YouTube, by the way. Look up Hard Candy Sessions. And it's just there was just a lot of great melodies and structures. And I'm not a big fan of Justin Timberlake at all. Believe me, I don't like him. But I think he brought out something in Madonna. I don't know what that was, but he brought out something to where the melodies got a little bit sweeter. And you can tell she had some input in these, because it's not quite Justin Timberlake's music. And it's not quite Timbaland. There is Madonna present in these songs. I would argue this album is a little bit of an update from her debut album. There's a lot of sweet melodies and 80s funk here and there that kind of remind me of like Physical Attraction overall. Like there's just an overall gloss feel to that. Although it does sound very 2008, 2007, 2006. I mean, Timbaland and Nelly Furtado, they peaked I think like in 2006, and Pharrell, he'd been doing amazing music, but it kind of, and I read a review that nobody's best work is present here, and I kind of agree with that. Excuse the background noise, by the way. I think you can hear some kids. It's quarantine, and they're barely they barely got to go out, so they're screaming in the garden. I think that, yeah, I don't think this is anyone's best work. This is not Madonna's best album. This is not Madonna's best album of the past 20 years. This is not Timbaland's best work. This is not Pharrell Williams' best work. It is Justin Timberlake's best work. It is. That, yes. I don't know if he has something to prove, or as a producer, songwriter, background guy, he's just a little bit better. Because he certainly didn't make music this, to this level on his own albums, especially now. But either way, we're gonna talk a little bit about the songs. I think it's a great album. It's very 2008. Like I said, it's very 2000s R&B. There's not a lot of soul. There's not a lot of jazzy elements. A little bit of disco maybe. But yeah, I would say besides Rebel Heart and MDNA, this is probably one of her most dated albums in a bad way. And I like it. I like the album, but it's definitely dated. Especially the first few songs. They kind of reek of that 2008 kind of sound, like that club sound. This was kind of before Gaga, and before Britney's Blackout became a big, massive success. So, I mean, I know it came out a year after Blackout, but I'm saying, like, in terms of it taking over the club, and this kind of like R&B dance thing is very 2004 to 2008. And yeah, I think Madonna does well with it. Like I said, she still sings Candy Shop. I was like, what's the song called? She still sings Candy Shop on her tours. The Rebel Heart tour, she sang it. She sang it on MDNA. And then the Hard Candy tour, Sticky and Sweet tour, lasted forever. My God, it had so many months. She was actually going through a divorce with Guy Ritchie, I think around this time, because there's some songs on here that are clearly marketed. They're clearly written towards Guy Ritchie about being, like emotionally immature and with demons and just everything. Or she could have been talking to herself. I don't know. But I definitely think there's a lot of nudges at Guy Ritchie on the album. More so than MDNA, which we'll do in MDNA soon enough. But yeah, let's get into the music. I do like the music, by the way. I know it's dated. She worked with extremely popular producers. And she's never really been great at that. Like, her best songs are when she writes with nobodies. People who you've never heard of and never will again, except for her. Or they might have like another song with somebody here and there, but they're not popular producers. Like Patrick Leonard and Shep Pettibone, William Orbit before he became famous, Mirwais. She worked with Nile Rodgers on Like a Virgin, which that's a good album, but it's not her best of the 80s. And then she worked with like Babyface and Dallas Austin on Bedtime Stories, which is an amazing album. And I have no idea how they made it so amazing, considering there's 4 producers. Anyways, let's get to this one, because there's only 2 major producers on this album, or 2 groups of people. There's the Timbaland people, and then there's the Pharrell Williams. But yeah, let's get into the music. The first song is Candy Shop. That's the one that she sings on tour all the time. So you might have heard it if you have have seen her live or checked out her tours online. I'm not a big fan of the mix they used for this. They remixed it for MDNA 2012's tour, and it's just amazing what they did with that. It's so much better. It is a little dated. It's a little trying too hard for an opening song. The song is clearly a metaphor for like sex, oral sex, something like that. Hope YouTube does not strike me. It's a good song. I like it. It's just not. It's not a great opening. I think a better opening might have. Well, we'll get to what would have been a better opening. But I think that song's rather weak for an opening of a Madonna album. But she clearly loves the song. It's just a dance song, and it has a semi-good chorus. It's not the best song. I don't know how she loves it so much. Yes, she sing Bad Girl. She could sing Bad Girl live. Oh my God. Or Rain or Rescue Me. Next song is 4 Minutes with Justin Timberlake and Timbaland. I'm not a big fan of Justin Timberlake's vocals on this. I don't think he's a great singer. I think he's just kind of just a stage presence with a little bit of songwriting skills. It's not a great song. I think this is one of the few times they kind of tried to be social, political, like 4 minutes to save the world, but it doesn't say anything. The song is like, I think it's the song is more shallow than the other song. It's about dancing, I think. It's literally just talking about nothing. It is catchy and it has some good production. I remember hearing it the first time when I think it leaked. And I just wasn't a fan of it. The trumpets are kind of loud and the drum is kind of annoying. But once you listen to it like on vinyl or just whatever, it's a good song. I wouldn't say it's a good first single. Actually, I think, like I said, This Beat Is So Crazy with Eve would have been a much better single. That is an amazing song, and I'm very sad that never came to fruition. I mean, you can find the demo on... There's two demos. There's one with just Madonna and there's one with Eve. Kind of like the one with Eve better. Yeah, it's just a weird first single, but it was a massive hit in the US and worldwide. Although I think that was mostly just really good marketing promotion, and they Warner Brothers put a lot of energy into that single. The video I don't like. It's kind of her dancing in front of a clock, and then you can see like through people, you can see their organs. I don't know, for a Madonna video, it's just pretty bad. It's actually I think it's pretty bad for a Madonna video. It's not as bad as Living for Love bad, but it's pretty bad. Next song is Give It To Me. I think this is where the album kind of comes to life. I think Give It To Me is a really good song. Again, it's very 2008, but there's a little bit of like, there's a house drum. It's Pharrell's first song. I think he brings some life to it, and it's just a little bit more funky, a little bit more fun, a little bit more like club ready. And it's just about, I think it's a metaphor of her life, her career, how she's just ready for anything, and sex, you know. That's how she is. It's a great song. I like it a lot. Not my favorite on the album, but definitely worthy of a single. It was a single. It didn't do very well, but people do remember it fondly, and it's one of those Madonna songs that people consider like underrated, and I think it's a great song. I think it deserved better. The video is great. It's just kind of like a photo shoot. And Madonna, when she's doing photo shoots or striking a pose, she can't go wrong. Simple video. It looked like it cost maybe like $30,000 to make, but it was just so much better than 4 minutes. I could die. Next song is Heartbeat. Now, this one was written mostly by Pharrell as a demo. And then I think Madonna just changed some stuff. It's a pretty good song. The only part I don't like is her talking about her booty getting down. I mean, I don't know. It doesn't seem like Madonna. It doesn't feel like her. I mean, I think she's just having fun, and that's fine. I don't know. Definitely is Madonna. Like, I remember Ray of Light, she was so serious. And then 10 years later, she was talking about her booty getting down and comparing oral sex to candy. It's a good song. It's very, very Pharrell. Very of the time. Just hip-hop, R&B, pop. Mostly pop. I mean, there's a lot of... This album is a pop album overall, with elements of hip-hop, R&B, disco, and funk. Yeah, it's a good song. I like it. I don't think it would be a single, but I do like the chorus. Da 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 dun dun. Kind of sounds like one of her demos from like before she hit it big. She did a bunch of demos in her New York days where she would like write with her band, The Breakfast Club or Emmy, and even her solo demos. There's something about the melody of Heartbeat that is vaguely reminiscent of the melody she used back then. I don't know, maybe she suggested the melody or he just happened to think of it. Anyway, it sounds great, and it does remind me of not the song itself, but the melodies, the chords of the chorus. Next song is Miles Away, and I don't know why I have to look at the back. I know these songs by heart, but when I'm doing these things, I don't remember anything. It's kind of like, except for the actual, anyway. Miles Away was the third single, and again, it got zero promotion, and it actually has a really bad video. It's a live video of her singing the song, but the most of the footage is on Madonna, like when they're focusing on her singing at the microphone, is not very professional looking. It's kind of like they didn't want to give the best shots before the DVD came out, so here you go, which I think is a mistake. Because when she sings it live on the DVD, it looks a lot more polished and edited. But yeah, I like the song a lot. It's actually, I think, one of my favorite songs of this album. Probably number two. Just, it's a song about how a lover seems to be more in love when they're away from you. And um, kind of like when they're in person, that love goes away. It's like, whoa, where was this love that, you know, that was here before? Where is this love now? And it's a very serious song. I think it's, I kind of would have liked the album to be a little bit more of this, more introspective, more sullen, more real, than, you know, candy metaphors. But anyways, yeah, it's a great song. And it was a single, like I said. They got some remixes, and the remixes are okay, whatever. I think this album is where the remixes, the first one's good. 4 Minutes has good remixes, but then they kind of started going downhill. Because the music at the time, EDM is taking over slowly and ruining dance music. Because, and I mean like EDM, not electronic dance music overall, but I mean 70s had that. I'm talking about like the sound of the 2010s. That dance music kind of ruined things for the clubs because there's no bass line, there's no pianos, there's no saxophone. It's just like da 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 da. It's so hard and dark. Anyways, Miles Away is a great song on its own. Not the remixes. Don't check out the remixes. But I do love the song. I think it's so. It has the same melody as Victoria Beckham's Midnight Fantasy. Da 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 da. And then Miles Away is da 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 da. So they're very similar. Victoria Beckham's album came out in early 2000s. I have loved that album for a while, so I noticed that it does kind of take that melody, and I still like it. Still, it's a great song. I just noticed that. Anyways, the next song is "She's Not Me." Now, this is the funkiest song on the album. It has a lot of bass. It's another Pharrell song. It's just about this song is about her confronting her husband about kind of cheating on her with someone who's trying to steal her style. You could kind of maybe think of it as a metaphor for Lady Gaga. Just how Lady Gaga, when she first came out, people were really saying she was copying Madonna. And I think Lady Gaga, she didn't copy Madonna. She thinks she got influenced by Madonna, Grace Jones, Cher, David Bowie, Andy Warhol. I think she took a lot of influence from them. But the problem, I think, with that is not so much that she was influenced, but that she didn't really have much to add to her own. Like, I think it was just kind of, I call it the good record collection artists who have amazing tastes, but they can't necessarily replicate that no matter how hard they try. And that's kind of their thing, is to kind of, I'm the new Grace Jones, I'm the new David Bowie, I'm the new Madonna. You know, like, I don't know. I mean, I'm not trying to, hate on Gaga. I'm just saying I think that's where a lot of that came from. Of course, that was 2008, not now. But I mean, this album came out before that. And honestly, I think that the lower sales of this, and then seeing Gwen Stefani not do as well with her second album, and I kind of think that opened the doors for like the new pop stars, for like Lady Gaga and Katy Perry and Kesha and Taylor Swift, because I think by then, by the late 2010s, the 90s divas, the 2000 divas, they're really going downhill. And I'm sorry, like, let me backtrack. Let's not talk about too much about other artists. But yeah, I really see a lot of that where, I mean, I know it's just how music works. Like, one generation leaves, the next one comes. But I think like 2007, 2008 was just a bad time for pop music. I mean, some of the biggest sellers were like Fergie. So, I mean, people were definitely ready for like something new and exciting, because if Fergie is the biggest thing you have, please, anything. So, anyways, I think that Hard Candy kind of played into that, because it wasn't a successful album, and it did seem a little bit reductive at the time. And I don't really think that Hard Candy has gotten justice. Like, nobody calls out for Hard Candy justice the way they do for like Glitter. Anyways, the next song, so that song is about someone trying to be her. It could either be about an affair or about a pop singer trying to steal her look, her sound, and she's telling the fans, she's not me. Although it came out before Gaga, so I just think it was about love, Next song, I ramble. So next song is Incredible. I hated this song the first time I heard it. I thought it was extremely repetitive and stupid. But when you listen to it on vinyl, it sounds really good and somber. It's actually a sad song about how good life was and how like it's nostalgic for Madonna, and she's looking back at this relationship she had and kind of like how sad things have been ever since and how sad life is overall. It's really somber. Like I was like, whoa, like, and on vinyl it just sounds so much better than on the CD or on the on MP3s or well, I don't know what do you call it, iTunes. I don't know what like I use iTunes, so I don't know what you'd call like streaming. Oh yeah, streaming. Okay. Next song is Beat. Oh, Incredible is again like just a dancey Pharrell song. It's very Pharrell. It's very 2008 Pharrell. Bouncy R&B, a twist of jazz in terms of the chord progression. Catchy, but this Incredible is a good song, but I think it's mostly because of Madonna's delivery as opposed to the actual production. This production-wise, it's a little dated compared to the rest. Next song is Beat Goes On with Kanye West. Now, I love Beat Goes On. I think it's a great song. It has some great jazzy keys. Amazing jazzy keys. It's one of the best songs by Pharrell. Kanye ruins the song. Kanye ruins the song 100%. His rap, even on vinyl, you can kind of ignore Justin Timberlake because he fades into the background. Kanye's rap is so clumsy and bad and unnecessary. The story goes that they were like in the same building and she saw him and she's like, hey, you want to rap on my song? Probably not what happened. They probably really wanted a hit and they're probably like, hey, Kanye's big, let's put Kanye on there. Looking at Madonna now, I think that's what happened. I think Madonna saw a marketing opportunity, a business opportunity, and ruined the song in that decision. There are edits online where it's without Kanye. They're good, but the song kind of stops with him because there's no more chorus really after he raps. So hopefully what they could do is take the second chorus, cut Kanye, create some kind of instrumental break, and then I don't know. Kanye ruins the song, but I still like the song itself, like the overall production, Madonna's vocals, the lyrics, they're good. There was a demo for Beat Goes On where it sounded very Pharrell. It was, and then Madonna's like, let's do something different. And the lyrics are the most trite, generic, and then the music is trite and generic, and she's like, let's do something different. Let's change the game. That's just a demo. You can still hear it on YouTube. Anyways. It's pretty bad. Next song, it's just a demo. I'm not insulting the song. Demos, you can't really criticize a demo, but I'm just saying it's bad. Next song is Dance Tonight, which is a great song. It's one of the best songs on the album. It's like a funky disco 2008 song. Really captures the flavor of like Physical Attraction in Madonna's first album. Sweet, fun, carefree. Justin's on there. He doesn't ruin it. I could go without him, but he's there. You know, what can you do? One of the best songs of hers of 2000s, just, you don't have to be beautiful. It has this like a really like cool background beat and just funky bass line. I don't know, it's just a great song. Very peppy. Very smooth. One of her best songs of the 2000s for sure. The next song is Spanish Lesson. A lot of fans call this the worst on the album and Incredible. I like it okay. It's a little cheesy. It's kind of like a role-playing type song where she's the, I don't know, mistress. What are they called? Mistresses, I think? I don't know what they're called. Anyways, and she's trying to, I don't know, tease and tantalize the guy with Spanish. Kind of. I don't know. I don't know what the song's about. I think it was made because she wanted to sing La Isla Bonita on stage and have an excuse. It's a good song. It has a really catchy chorus, like da 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 da. It's just slightly overproduced, I would say. I think the problem is just it's overproduced. Still a good song. I still like it. It's very Latin-y, but it's very like, I don't know. It's like it has Spanish guitars, but it's like over an R&B, hard-hitting hip-hop track. It's kind of weird. I don't necessarily think that it's not as good as like He Wasn't Man Enough by Toni Braxton, which has the same idea but is much better executed as a whole. Next song is Devil Wouldn't Recognize You. That's a good song too. It's one of, actually, I think the best album. Sorry, the best song on the album. It's very similar to What Goes Around Comes Around by Justin Timberlake. Only I think it's way better, but it has that same feel of like a moody R&B down tempo track with some swift percussion. It's on stage. She's singing it live, surrounded by like a water type projection, like falling waterfall. It's really gorgeous. I think I cried during that performance. Really great song. I wouldn't call it the best of the decade, but I would say it's one of the like top 5 of her best songs of the decade. Just a really great song. And definitely, I think if you're gonna check out this era, I would check out Miles Away and Devil Wouldn't Recognize You as like, okay, this is the good peaks of the album. It wasn't all bad. But you know, as you can tell on the cover and just so far I've been talking, there's a lot of trying here. There's a lot of trying. And I think had American Life not flopped, and then Confessions had done better, I think we would have still got an R&B album, but maybe not this R&B album. Maybe we'd got something a little fresher. I don't know. I like the album. The next song is, and the last song is called Voices. There is a bonus song called Ring My Bell, which is by Pharrell. Not included on here or the standard CD. It's on the deluxe, like, candy box CD. It's a good song, a little forgettable. I can see why they left it off. Although, I mean, they could have put it on the vinyl. Anyways, Voices has very similar drum beat to her song Thief of Hearts from 92's Erotica. And I really like Voices. I think it's like she had this trend of ending her albums on like this like sad kind of introspective somber feel of just like looking back or looking forward or something. And I'm a big fan of the song. I think it's really great. It's a little, I think the drums are overpowering a little bit. I would have preferred they not have that. But I still like the song a lot. I think it's one of her best songs on the album. One of the best of the era. You know, who knows if they could have done like Devil Wouldn't Recognize You as a first single, and then like Give It to Me as a second single. No, Dance Tonight as a second single. Sorry, and maybe Voices as a third single. Maybe things would have gone differently. I don't know. I just think that when you're coming out with 4 minutes, yeah, you're gonna get a hit, but I would have rather her have a song that would have lasted and been timeless. 4 minutes is extremely dated and extremely non-timeless. And there's also vocally, I'd say on this album, I think is Madonna's weakest. She sounds nasal almost for most of it. She doesn't really try. There's a lot of sleepwalking vocally. There are some songs with emotion, but not necessarily the emotion you're used to with Madonna. Especially after American Life was so warm and Confessions was so excited and free. I don't know. I like this album. I'm conflicted. I think you can tell. But definitely check the album out. It's on streaming. Buy the vinyl if you can. The album sounds better on vinyl, so please buy the vinyl. Yeah, this one took a lot out of me because I love Madonna, but not everything she does is perfect. Not everything she does is a masterpiece, and that's okay. She's a human being. She's not a robot. I mean, I don't know. She might be a robot. So it's okay to make a few bad albums, and we'll get to it, but her albums get a little bit worse each time until Madam X. MDNA is good, but it's pretty dated. There's a lot of filler. Rebel Heart is mostly filler, and it's extreme. I think Rebel Heart's her most dated album. Her datedest. This album's pretty dated, but not as dated as Rebel Heart. Rebel Heart came out during one of the worst eras of music ever, and Madonna was victim to it for the most part. It has some fresh songs. We'll get to Rebel Heart. I mean, I think this is my 3rd Madonna review, so I was gonna do bedtime stories actually, but I was like, no, I'll do Hard Candy. I just felt like there's more to say about the era and such. But let me know what you think about the album. Sorry, I was so like divisive about the like this. Like I'm very on the fence when it comes to this album. I enjoy it, I like it, but there's a lot of commentary and a lot of critique on my part for the album. It's kind of like junk food almost. It's like, it's seriously, this is her candy album. It is junk food. It's great to consume, but oh, there's a lot of sugar. Oh, there's this. Oh, it's marketed towards kids. You know, like, same thing with Madonna. So, originally the album was going to be called Black Madonna because there is an artist called Black Madonna. I've never looked into her, but I remember as a kid seeing the name Black Madonna. Black Madonna. But Madonna changed it because she felt like people would not get the reference. And I think that was best because, honestly, even if she did, what was Madonna trying to say? Black Madonna with this album? That's not very conscious of her. Anyways, let's look at the vinyl. This is the back. It's a great. I like the cover. I think it's a very well photographed cover. I like the cover, but it's still very much trying. She's trying here. She's trying hard. It's like, look at me. That's the inside. Hold on. Oh, there's more inside. Okay, it's a lot to show. Lyrics. Oh, sorry, not lyrics. Credits. Okay, and then I have one of the discs, so I'm not taking out both, but we can check out one. I have the colored discs, not the spiral. Sound is amazing. You can see there's some design there. It's like not completely pink. And there's the label. Pretty cool label, actually. So yeah, definitely check this out. Let me know your favorite songs on the album. Let me know what you think about the album and the era. Let me know other Madonna albums you'd like to hear me talk about. Pretty much, I'll do all of them, but just let me know what you'd like to hear next. Like I said, I was thinking about Bedtime Stories or Ray of Light. I kind of tend to want to do Bedtime Stories first, but I'll do Ray of Light if you guys really want that. Like I said on my last video, thank you so much for my new subscribers. I've gotten so many. I'm so happy. And so many views. Oh my God, like out of nowhere, just the erotica video really took off. It went from like, I don't know, 500-600 to like 1,800. Or 18, yeah, 1,800. Anyways, if you like this video, please like. And if you loved it, please subscribe. And again, comment all you want. Even if you think I'm wrong. If you say, Eric, you are wrong about this, just let me know because I'm open to that. I know that my taste may not necessarily reflect the, collective society, but I'm just letting you know my opinions, and I'm very much open to yours. I've gotten some comments where people talk about, what they think and their favorites and their least favorites, where they don't agree with me or they do. And I just think it's great to have that dialogue. So thank you for watching, and have a sweet hard candy day.